What do you know, guys? More layoffs. Amazon just announced they're laying off another 8,000 employees, and that's after just a couple of weeks ago they announced they're laying off 10,000 employees. So if my kindergarten math is correct, that's 18,000 employees that poof, just like that, got laid off in the past couple of weeks. So we're going to break that down in this video. We're going to talk Amazon stock, the overall stock market, which right now is not doing well. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your water, guys, stay hydrated, and let's dive into the video. So right now, Amazon stock is down about 1.5%. Nothing crazy, right? Nothing too crazy. And we're not going to dive into that quite yet. Let's talk a little bit more about the layoffs. Then we'll break down my thoughts on the stock. So, yeah, a little bit of a down move here on Amazon. And again, the overall markets are not looking good. So 18,000 people lost their jobs at Amazon, which that amounts to about 6% of the 300,000 person corporate workforce. That's the corporate workforce, 300,000 people. And these layoffs will largely impact the company's e-commerce and the human resources organizations, according to Andy Jassy. And if I actually switch my screen over here, let me do this very quickly, guys. This website, I've shown it before. This is called layoffs.fyi. And no, they're not sponsoring the video. I truly use this website, and I use it to track the layoffs. And you guys can see, look at this right here. Look at the top company right here, and this is sorted by date. On the 4th of January, which is yesterday, Seattle-based company Amazon announced a 2% layoff of about 8,000 people. You guys see it right here, and the link is the source to the Wall Street Journal. You guys can go through all of these companies right here. And under that, on a little side note, Salesforce also laid off about 8,000 employees yesterday. That's a big cut for them. That's 10% of their workforce. Look at that. So Amazon's cutting, laying off. Salesforce laying off 10%. I mean, that's a lot. That's way more than what Amazon laid off yesterday. Vimeo, which I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Vimeo, they cut 11% of their workforce. It's pretty much it's kind of like a media platform. I used to use it when it was integrated with Patreon. So, a couple months ago, before Patreon actually got rid of Vimeo, which is not good for Vimeo. We'll talk about that, I guess, now, right now. A couple months ago, when I'd upload, videos on Patreon, I'd upload it through Vimeo. So I had a subscription with Vimeo. I'd pay like $90 a year or whatever that was. So then, it was integrated on Patreon. So I'd be able to upload on Patreon, because for some reason you can't just directly, well, now you can, but months ago you couldn't directly just upload on to Patreon. So where I'm trying to get at is they're struggling as a business probably. I mean, they're not losing all their revenue from, I guess, losing that integration with Patreon, because now if when I upload videos on Patreon, it's just simply go to patreon.com and use their uploading, software, whatever the heck you want to call it, their uploading process, instead of going Vimeo, then doing all this back and forth crap. So yeah, Vimeo's cutting 11%. We have some other companies here. This is in India. We have Shanghai. These are not all, U.S.-based companies, but we can see here Qualcomm laid off 153 employees. Let's see what other U.S. companies are on here. We have Modern Treasury, which I haven't really heard of that, but they laid off 18%. Let's see here. If I actually go up to the number laid off and filter, well, actually, it's going to be Amazon and Salesforce near the top here. But yeah, I mean, run through this if you guys want. Bilibili, they laid off 30%. I mean, they're a media company out of China. ByteDance, 10%. These are pretty big layoffs. And if we look through here, we have the layoff chart, which you can see here. This stemmed back from, or this pretty much showed 2022. Yeah, from January to December. You can see employees laid off, companies with layoffs, with layoffs. That chart has gone up, and it keeps on going up. And I'm sure now in the beginning of this year, as a lot of people have been saying, I've been saying this as well, we're going to get some more layoffs, and that chart will continue to trend up. And you guys can see here the tech layoffs since COVID-19, employees laid off in red, companies with layoffs in blue. that's been spiking up because a lot of these companies, guys, especially these tech companies, they got way too bloated. We've talked about this on the channel, meaning they hired way too many employees, way too many work from home employees, to be honest, is what ended up happening. And a lot of those people are getting cut. We're seeing that with Meta, with Amazon, with Twitter. I mean, you guys saw Elon, he pretty much laid off half the workforce, which, I mean, that's pretty intense. But he came in and that's what he did. So we'll see, guys. We'll see how this ends up playing out in 2023. If I had to, guess, I think there's more layoffs to come. And this is not something that I just started talking about. We talked about this months ago, when Meta was doing the, layoffs, when they started laying off. And I think there's going to be some more layoffs. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. And it really doesn't become a nasty, nasty recession until we start to get, the unfortunate reality is it doesn't get nasty until we start to get more layoffs, the unemployment rate to go up, for the consumer to really start to feel the pinch, right? That's just the reality of the matter. So looking at Amazon stock here right off the bat, if we're looking at the chart, it is a descending triangle. We've covered this before. You guys see that we've been making lower highs pretty much for months at this point. You guys know that. But since the end of October, we've pretty much held flat at $80-$85, which that could be changing very soon here. I mean, you guys can see it's at $84 now. It's down on the day. This could be changing very soon. If $80 breaks, guys, I'm telling you, the descending triangle is going to play out. This is going to get, I'm not saying it's going to cut in half again, or it's going to, go down, 90% or anything crazy, but I mean, it could if it goes out of business. But come on, this is Amazon we're talking about. Think about what you use on a daily basis as, a human, especially if you're in a developed country, here in the U.S., you are going to be using Amazon. I actually personally don't use Amazon. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I don't use Amazon. My fiance uses it. You guys probably know how that goes. She uses Amazon a ton, but I personally don't use it. But the average person uses Amazon all the time. If you're using a certain product and it's a huge part of your life, it's in reality, it's not going to go to zero. The stock's not going to go to zero, at least at that moment. Maybe in 15 years, if Amazon doesn't continue to innovate, it could go bankrupt for all we know. But right now, Amazon's not going anywhere. So to say this is going to go down another 50% might be a little bit unrealistic, meaning it might not have much more down to go. Well, I don't want to play that game. That's a risky game. Who knows where the bottom is? I'm not trying to catch a falling knife at this point. But if I'm looking at this, it's already down, from $190 to $85. And full disclosure, guys, I don't own Amazon right now. And I'd consider buying it. But how much more, down could it go? I think it could start, maybe if it breaks 80, that descending triangle plays out. I think it could start coming down maybe towards, let's see where it was pre-COVID, because as of now, we're still above where we were at the COVID crash, right? We're still above that point. So if 80 breaks, we're going to have to zoom in to where it was in 2017-18. This could start going to maybe 60, maybe 55. That's the worst case in my opinion, but I do believe it'll get bought up. Amazon in the 60 to 80 range. If it does break that 80 level, that's where it could be going. So we'll see, guys. We'll see. Amazon is one that I do like. It's a great company. Again, like I said, people are using this, this company every single day, from, their delivery service to AWS to all the other, all the other products that they have that you don't even know about, like Whole Foods, the newspaper. What the heck is it called? Not the newspaper. The you guys know what I mean, right? They recently just bought a company. I think they just bought iRobot. They're gobbling up companies. They're all over the place. This business is not going anywhere. But as it is with stock investing, guys, it's not all about just buying a good business. If it was just buying a good business, that'd be so easy. We'd just go buy Amazon. We'd just go buy Costco. We'd just go buy Apple. We'd just go buy, you'd keep going on and on and on. The thing is, buying a great business at a great price. That is the difficult thing to do for the long term. We're not talking trading here. We're talking for the long term. buying a great business at a great price is a very hard thing to do. It takes a lot of patience, discipline, and it takes a lot of research, to be honest, that the average investor just isn't willing to do. And that's why the average investor is better off just averaging into something like VOO over time, which is the S&P 500, or something like VTI, which is the total U.S. stock market, something like VT, which is the total world, right? These are things that if you want to just be, a passive investor, you don't want to deal with all the nonsense, you could just do that and you'll do very well long term. So that's a quick breakdown on Amazon, layoffs, kind of what's going on right now. And the overall markets today, guys, not doing well at all. SPY's currently down over 1%. Same with the Russell, NASDAQ, Dow. Pretty much all of them are down. No joke, the same amount, which is kind of weird. They're all down about 1.1, 1.2%. As VIX is up, the VIX is up about 3%, and silver is getting crushed. Same with gold. Metals are not doing well. Silver's down about 3%. Gold's down 1.2%. So it looks like right now the head and shoulders, guys, is still in play. We keep failing. We keep on failing at 388, 385 on SPY. Now we're back under 380 on it. If this thing breaks 375, I'm telling you, right shoulder, watch out for it on SPY. And on Triple Q, if I pull this up, it's getting closer and closer to those lows. Right now, it's clear to me we're failing at the 50 SMA. We failed at 265, 270. The lows from a couple weeks ago, guys, were 255. We're pretty much right there. So we'll see how it goes. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. If you want some free money from Moomoo, get up to 15 stocks using that link down below. And you could also get 12 stocks from Webull, also linked down below. And feel free to check out my Patreon, guys, if you want exclusive content, daily chart analysis. If you guys like the way I break things down here, there's a lot more of that on Patreon. Check it out, link down below. And with that being said, I'll catch you in the next video. Peace out.